Hello everybody, in this video we're going to be looking at how to register and handle events for a button. Alright, so in order to show you this example we're going to create a class and we're going to call it button event. And this is going to be a JavaFX application, so we're going to need to extend application class from the JavaFX application package, and then I need to implement the abstract method. So I'm going to go to code. Here we have a menu that generates, so I need to click it and then I select implement and I select this start. It's going to put me the start method here. So on my primary stage I'm going to have a scene, set scene. So before putting this scene I need to create one, so I'm going to go and create scene. On top of scene I need to put some kind of pane, so I'm just gonna put a stack pane. I'm gonna put this pane onto the scene and let's make it 500 by 500 pixels, and let's make it a background color of light yellow. Then let's put this scene onto our stage. Let's show our stage. Let's run this program. This is the result. It's 500 pixels. It doesn't have anything. Let's add a button onto the pane. We're gonna create a button. Button equals new button. It's gonna have a text called with press me on it, and I'm gonna add this button onto my pane. Now I'm gonna run it again. This is my button. It doesn't do anything at this point, and we can see that our background actually turned into white. That we don't see yellow color here. That's probably because the stack pane is covering all the space here. That's why we don't see the color. When I click this button, there's no action. Nothing happens. Why? Because we didn't create a handler class and register the handler object with this button. So how do we register? A button has a method called setOnAction. So we need to pass an object here that implements the event handler action event interface. So we're going to create a class right down below, class button handler implements event handler action event. I need to implement the abstract method of this event handler interface. Implement methods, handle. I can't create a button handler class because I have a duplicate class in my around here, event sources, button handler. That's why I need to rename it. Let's say just 2. Okay. So inside this handle method, I put everything that needs to happen when I press the button. For example, system.println, the button is pressed. So now I have the handler class. How do I register it here? I just write setOnAction, and then I create a new object of button handler 2. That's it. Let's run it. This is the result of our program. When I click on the button, we see that it prints us the button is pressed text. So now let's look at the documentation of the button class. The button also has a method called setOnKeyTyped. If we go to the button classes documentation and search for setOn, we're going to see a bunch of setOns. Basically, these setOn methods are the event registration methods. So each time setOn key typed. Each time when the button is on focus and then you type the key, this method registers that event. Okay, so when I click this setOnKeyTyped, it's going to take me to key event, actually to node setOnKeyTyped. Yeah, it accepts an object event handler that implements the interface event handler of key event or any of its superclasses. This means key event or any of its superclasses. So let's write a class that implements this interface, event handler key event. We're going to go here, class button handler 3 implements event handler key event. I need to implement its abstract methods. There's only one, handle. So what do I do when the key is typed? Well, I can just print again the key is typed. And now I have a handler. Yeah, now I just need to go and register it to this button. Set on key typed new button handler 3. Each time I click on the button, it's going to run the object's handle method. Yeah, this one, the button is pressed. Each time I type the key, it's going to run this code. Let's run it. This is the result. We see that the button is blue, right? It means it's in focus. When I click on it, I can see the button is pressed. When I click on the keyboard, I can see that the key is typed. This is not very interesting. We discussed that the event object actually holds the information about the event. So when I press the key, actually the event object knows what key is pressed. Okay? We can check it in the key events documentation. Let's go down. Key event holds such information as get character. It returns what character was pressed, or get text. Okay, the text of the key. Let's go ahead and just print the text of the event on the console. So we're gonna just remove this event. Let's try get character. Alright, I can see that it prints me the character which is being typed on the keyboard. The button is pressed. Enter a space. That sums up our journey into understanding how to register and handle events. To sum up, first of all, we need to write a class, handler class, in which we implement the abstract method of the event handler interface, and then we create the instance, the object of that class, and then register it with these registration methods. After that, each time the user clicks on the button or types some key, these event handlers are gonna do the action that you intend to do. Thank you guys for your attention. See you guys in the next video.